Do you agree that there was a push to downplay the lab leak theory?
Not on my part.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
I think most of the country would find that amazing. I still got 11 seconds.
But look at the facts.
Deny from Fauci. Even with articles of time coming out like this out of the New York. Wuhan.
Time out. Well, they're shutting you down. The government's shutting your mic down.
It does happen every
What's
time
that?
Will starts talking COVID. He has like a slight technical issue.
Oh, yeah. Good morning
And welcome to episode 1475 of Hard Factor. It is Tuesday, June 4th, 2024. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80-ish% accuracy guaranteed on this podcast. Everything you need to know in 40-ish minutes or less. But if you need more, go to patreon.com/hard factor. Today, let us know if you're having any technical issues getting the podcast this week. We're finalizing the move to Megaphone like we've been talking about. Just want to say it at the top of the show is let us know. Let us know if you're having any issues.
I'm having a technical issue.
What?
I ordered a Grubhub for Kate's birthday dinner, and it came.
Yes.
And I marked it as it came, and it won't leave my phone. It still says arriving soon, and I want it off here.
Well,
Close the app. Force close the app.
yes.
Did that, Mark. Still here.
Close it.
It's still here.
Well, you're going to have
This
to
is going to keep me up all night.
It might be on the
Grubhub.
driver's end as well. Sometimes the drivers need to hit a button for it to update.
Well, he was 11 years old, so I would imagine that.
yeah, I think it's probably on the driver's end.
What'd you get? What was for dinner?
Jack talked Thai.
Ooh,
Jack
Thai's
talked Thai
delicious.
real good.
Was
Yeah.
it good? Was
Jack
it good
Tuck?
Thai or good Thai or bad?
Jack Tug Tie?
As Jason says in the live chat, force close it again. Close it again, babe.
Yeah.
Dude,
Close it.
it's not. I mean,
Come on.
I've told it. It already came.
Close that
hump
bitch.
hump that app into submission, you know?
Yeah,
do it.
It's still here.
Okay.
Still
well,
here. It was good. It was great. Great tie. Great tie.
Good Thai.
Good.
Technical issues with the pod, with the Hard Factor pod. Let us know.
Oh, okay.
You know, anywhere what is it called? Apple Pods now? It's
It's
not
technically delicious.
one of those, Spotify, wherever you get the podcast, download it, set it to auto download if you haven't already, because then you know if you're having issues, and then let us know if you
Send
have
those complaints right to @HardFactorWes.
Yes, he'll get them right on them.
Be right on. You'll hear from me in a matter of months.
Yep, you can send them to the main account too.
Yeah, the main account's fine.
It starts with an order and then a refund.
But mostly to what? Yeah.
Speaking of, go to the store and you can check out the new pre-release. Get in early. Fat Boy Summer merch is starting to populate the store, and it's live. So
It looks phenomenal, Wes. That was
It is
great.
June. It's
Yeah.
Fat Boy Summer after all.
new logo tee is in there as well. So get in it.
New logo,
Yeah.
Fat Boy Summer, getting on Megaphone, no big deal. A little bit different than what's going on with Trump, Fauci, and Hunter Biden, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. What's in the news today? We got
The Holy
Juggalos,
Trinity.
Yeah.
Hunter Biden's guns, Fauci on the stand, multiple felony updates for you, a stacked lineup, big show.
Hell yeah.
Big
Huge show.
huge.
Huge show.
What do you guys want to talk about first? We didn't decide before.
I think we got to go Fauci, right?
Fauci.
You want the doctor? You want the good doctor?
Well, Fauci and Hunter are both big, but I think Fauci.
Yeah. No, Hunter's not that big. It's Hunter's
early.
gonna be happening for a while.
Yeah.
He's getting big. He's just building himself. He's fluffing right now. And then
He's always been pretty ripped.
yeah. No, but he's
Body
yeah.
by crack.
Right.
Bulking
When you're up, almost 99% of the hours of the week, you tend to burn some fat.
He's got a strong neck. Yeah.
Yeah.
strong sinuses.
Yeah.
All right. Well, folks, Fauci, it's finally happening. Dr. Fauci has taken the stand to face questioning by the opposition party in Congress for pretty much the first time. He took the stand a lot under the last Congress, but it was usually, he was mostly being protected by the moderator there. And a lot of his, somewhat obvious fabrications are starting to fall apart regarding the origins of COVID-19. Most of the hearing at the House Subcommittee on COVID-19 on Monday, June 3rd, went like this exchange between Fauci and Jim Jordan. So this is just to give you a taste of how it went. Okay. You ready for the taste?
Yes.
It's
I'm
Jim
excited.
Jordan. It's dumb as hell.
I haven't seen
bummed.
Fauci in a while. I've
Just
kind of
topless.
honestly
Yeah.
kind of missed him a little bit. So I'm
Right?
excited to see him. Yeah.
right? You need him back a little bit. Yeah. And so here it is. This is a little taste. Jim Jordan, Dr. Fauci. This is kind of what it was like with everybody.
Do you agree that there was a push to downplay the lab leak theory?
Not on my part.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
I think most of the country would find that amazing. I still got 11 seconds.
But look at the facts. I've kept an open mind throughout the entire process.
All right, I yield back.
Yeah. So basically went like that the entire time. Deny from Fauci and everybody pointing out, hey, why did you shut down the lab leak stuff? So even with publications like,
I mean, is he the comms director though? I feel like they're never asking the right question.
yeah, we'll keep going. So we'll keep going. So, even with articles coming out like this out of the New York Times, the Wuhan
Time out. Well, they're shutting you down. The government's shutting your mic down.
It does happen every
What's
time
that?
Will starts talking COVID. He has like a slight technical issue.
The government was shutting your mic down. Yeah.
It was
If
the
I
internet.
were.
They're throttling you.
So, but what's happening right now is like, the New York Times is running opinion pieces like this. Number 3 in this opinion piece, the Wuhan lab pursued this type of work under low biosafety conditions that could not have contained an airborne virus as infectious as SARS-CoV-2. So, like,
yeah. So in that opinion piece, they said that they purposely got like bats from a specific area near Wuhan that has that type of SARS or COVID.
yeah,
And that other bats, even in China, don't. So they purposely sought out bats
Bad
that had
bats.
SARS, bad bats. Then they brought them into the lab that they created, the Wuhan lab. Then they created coronavirus to test it. But in the lab that they created, it was not able to contain coronavirus. So from the beginning, it was kind of like, oh, what?
well, it was a doomed project, right? Like you're
Went out the
describing,
chimney.
Mark. Right.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, fucking bats can fly?
We're going to get the
Hold
bat.
on.
We're going to get the bats. We're going to take them to the wet market. We'll put them all in a bathtub. We'll soak the COVID out of them. And then
They
we'll just
didn't make the
splash it
lab
on
safe?
everybody. Yeah.
What movie is that? I mean, that's a movie. I know I've seen that in a movie before where something's happening in a lab, okay, it escapes, and then a normal human, like a vendor at a wet market, picks it up inadvertently.
Pat, this
And
is like
then
every Jurassic Park.
Outbreak.
It's every Jurassic Park where
Yeah.
they think they've built a cage that can contain the dinosaurs.
No,
This
but I'm
one's
talking about the part where the
28
public
days
finds
later.
it
Yeah.
and
28
then
days later.
inadvertently spreads it, or it's like They Live, where it's like he finds the box of glasses and he puts them on.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, no, it is a little bit because there was a cover up because I mean, obviously, COVID-19 from the whole time has obviously probably came from the Wuhan lab, right? And the contract to do that research was from Anthony Fauci's NIH signature on the grant to EcoHealth Alliance that we have covered many, many times on this show. That came out, basically back in 2020, when the Intercept FOIA'd the contract, the grant. Basically, Fauci is now saying maybe COVID-19 is from the lab after all, and claiming he kept an open mind the entire time. But did he really? We all know that there was the social media campaign to blacklist anyone saying that it came from the from the Wuhan lab. I was proudly, COVID misinformation tagged multiple times on Twitter and Meta. Fauci also got a little bit weird with the lockdown requirements. If he really knew that it could have come from his lab the entire time. Take a listen to this exchange he had with Representative Richard McCormick. It was probably like the most viral exchange from the whole hearing, and he's a medical doctor himself.
You said in an interview that you gave as part of an audiobook written by Michael Spector that you believed an institutional should make it hard for people to live their lives so they'd feel pressured to get vaccinated. Could we run the audio clip on that, please?
You think can be done about it? I have to say that I don't see a big solution other than some sort of mandatory vaccination. I know federal officials don't like to use that term.
Once people feel empowered and protected legally, you are going to have schools, universities, and colleges are going to say, you want to come to this college, buddy? You're going to get vaccinated. Lady, you're going to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
Big corporations like Amazon and Facebook and all of those others are going to say, you want to work for us, you get vaccinated. And it's been proven that when you make it difficult for people in their lives, they lose their ideological bullshit and they get vaccinated.
Well, there you have it.
Thank you. Are all objections to COVID vaccinations ideological bullshit, Dr. Fauci?
No, they're not, and
Thank
that's
you.
not what I was referring to.
Well, in reference to making it hard for people to get education, traveling, working, I'd say it very much was in context.
Okay, we don't have to watch the rest of that. He just rips into Fauci, but basically, Fauci said it on the audiobook, and then he comes to Congress and says, "No, that's not what I said."
Well, hold on. I got to defend
Well, the
Fauci
Pope
here.
didn't mean the F word in that harsh way. He meant like,
Right.
he meant a benign way of calling him.
Hindsight is
Royal
2020 with your ideological bullshit. If your job, right, as a disease specialist, whether you fucked up or not, is to contain
Cover it
the
up,
spread of the
cover
thing.
up, and cover up the.
He's
fuck
not
up.
the comms director, but I'm saying because to contain the spread of the thing, and people are fucking dumb. I mean, that's the
Well,
truth. It's even
so-
more
Like
so if
the
it's his
guys
fault.
that built
People
the
are
lab that
so
can't
dumb.
contain
Sure,
the
but that's-
virus.
Yes, like that,
People
Mark,
in-
and like people that would believe his obvious lie that it didn't come from the lab. In the end, it came from the lab, like we all knew it would end up the entire time, like Dr. Robert Redfield was saying, the entire time. Fauci is trying to pretend he didn't cover anything up and thought it was potentially from the lab the entire time, even though he had the entire U.S. government and everybody else, global governments.
He was the first person to know it was from the lab.
Right, he was, because it was his signature on the grant.
He got
to do the research.
a back channel email early on.
Right, and a lot of people are saying he threw Dr. David Morans, his assistant, under the bus in this.
Well,
legally,
it's hard
right?
not to.
Sorry,
But there was-
dipshits, Dr. Dipshits. It's gonna fall.
There was an undeniable
Professor Shit for Brains. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to lie down on
Skid
this one.
marks, I'm
his
afraid.
emails were compromised. Yeah, Dr. Morans. But yeah, I mean, there was an undeniable 3-year campaign to silence people who said it was from the lab, COVID-19. And so people will still go on, probably largely, believing whatever along party lines is my guess, when in reality, the Trump admin covered it up with the intelligence community and Fauci's help. So it was a bipartisan effort along with China and other world governments. But based on Monday's, internet reaction to the hearing, Fauci's hearing, I'm pretty sure we're not ready for that conversation.
Right. I don't think it's partisan because, as you mentioned, Trump, and also as you mentioned, China, the WHO.
Yeah.
It was just a global. It was just like Chernobyl on a global scale. It's too big to tell us the truth type thing. You can't handle the truth because we didn't even create the fucking lab correctly in the virus that we released. Like you don't really want to hear. You don't want to hear the truth because you're going to be upset.
Yeah. And so on that line, Mark, the best part of the hearing was probably this kid making faces right over Fauci's shoulder the entire time. Just a hilarious looking kid.
Oh,
buck
dude.
teeth, like spiky hair.
I caught him when Jamie Raskin was given it to Trump. He was like perfect over Fauci's. Fauci's shoulder. I was like, whose aid is that?
He's giving off the SNL Beavis and Butthead sketch.
Yeah, just
he's got to be a member of the public, right?
No, he was there to watch it, just like this grandma who sat front row wearing a jail Fauci shirt. Incredible fan presence at the
She kind of
Fauci
looks
hearing.
like Fauci.
Yeah, she does.
Could be his sister.
She doesn't like him though. Yeah, so that's it. That's the latest with the Fauci. He's back in the news, Wes. Don't worry, he's back. You can enjoy his presence again.
Well, I also read another article. I don't know. I didn't read it, but he made like hundreds of millions of dollars.
He claimed he made nothing.
pandemic.
Yeah, he said he made $122 during the hearing, which is it's dubious. That's like making a statement like that is almost like why even make it, because it's obviously almost impossible to be
122.
true.
Yeah.
Right,
Sometimes I forget to
$122.
say words. It's $122 million.
Right. Like just plead the fifth, like instead of
How did he
making
do it with
making a
insider
claim.
trading?
So
No, we
he's on
kissed,
the
but we
board of
didn't fuck.
Moderna. On the board of Moderna, Pat.
Oh, Moderna. Man.
People probably pay
yeah,
him for
that is an ethical violation, big time.
little bit.
I think covering it up is also an ethical, and it's not just
Just
Fauci.
a tad.
It's every single, like world leader essentially.
Oh,
And
well, I
again,
mean, that's a
who?
good point, Mark, is they all fucking have intel and we all spy on each other.
We like to look at the U.S. in a bubble. This was a global cover-up.
Oh, it was a global for sure. 100. That's what I'm saying.
It
but
started
based on
over
this
there,
reaction,
and it was started. The cover-up started over there, and then
people in the U.S. are trying to do it like a left-right thing. Like
it wasn't the libs, it wasn't the lib cucks or the
Like-
the MAGA idiots. It was like it was a global
Everybody was
cover-up
in
from
on
the
it.
beginning. It started
Yeah.
in China. The WHO, the World Health Organization, started lying about how many cases and didn't call it a global pandemic early enough.
China never released any data on it at all. you know, and then Trump had to have at least approved the direction they went, you'd think, because
Fauci's towards the top of the cover-up for sure,
Right,
in terms of
exactly.
early and high-level people involved.
right. So I mean,
If, if it's a global cover-up, is it really even a cover-up? Just put that out there.
It is, yes, 100%. It's just that everybody was in on it.
You guys want to hear about Hunter Biden and his guns?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'd rather see pictures of him eating out 2 girls with a Squirtle doll, but yeah,
Let's do it in my daughter's bedroom. They got the best shades out there, and it's 1 o'clock. Guys, first, I just want to say RIP to the Sling King and kid at heart who had heart problems. Talk about 81-year-old Prince King, who unleashed a near decade-long reign of terror in the form of ball bearings fired by his slingshot in Azusa, California, right? Prince, whose neighbors affectionately called him Wick or Gran Torino, was finally busted, as we covered a couple weeks ago on Hard Factor, after a police raid on the Little Rascal's home turned out a slingshot and ball bearings and a backwards baseball cap.
took
and
his will to
penchant for
live.
mischief.
Yeah,
Big time,
Joe
buddy.
Biden.
The Tuesday,
Bust windows out.
They retired him.
Tuesday last week, he had a hearing, pled not guilty, okay, to shattering any and all glass in wrist rocket range. And on Wednesday, he passed on in his clubhouse that has 2 bedrooms and a mortgage. Yeah, no, he did. People are surprised.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
like
up, Gran Torino?
Well, with a guy with that type of anger, how does Hart get to 81? Take a neighbor's window out in his honor this week, right?
That's true. The neighbors are absolutely dumbfounded, but they are saying it wasn't random. Okay, all right, here we go. Hunter Biden, guys, the affable, grown-up, uncle, daddy, screw-up son of our current president, who inadvertently showed the country just what it means to be an addict in the deepest, darkest throes of rock bottom at literally the most inopportune time for his father, as he sought out and still seeks out the most important job a person can have, other than being a dad, of course, which is a subject that Hunter maybe still has some makeup work to complete on. But look, officially, Hunter goes on trial today for felony gun charges. What's up? Now,
I mean, people care because this could give him a felony, but if I'm like what he did.
It's a weird one, Will. It's a weird one, Will. It's a really weird one. It's you're already kind of stepping around it. It's the most conflicted situation I've ever seen in my life. So Monday, right, which was the first hit or the whites of the trial, was just the juror selection. So jurors were selected and sat. And Tuesday, today, is when the 2-tier justice system really fires itself up. And let's just hope it's not a situation where there's a highly conflicted judge in total cooperation with the White House and the DOJ, done by Biden and his people, rigged against Hunter. I just hope that's not the case. It's situations like these.
The Hunter people are going to hope that they can find the drug addict billionaire son.
Guys, if they can do it to Hunter
as a juror,
they can do it to anyone.
Yeah.
They can do it to Hunter. They can do it to anyone.
Ideal jury.
Yeah.
Here's why it's just a steel trap of excellence. If you recall, let me re-jog your memory. Hunter is facing charges, okay, from lying on the ATF form 4473 when he bought a Cobra revolver, and he checked no on what was Section 11E, which read, "Are you an unlawful user of or addicted to marijuana or any depressant, stimulant, narcotic drug, or any other controlled substance? Warning: the use of possession of marijuana remains unlawful under federal law, regardless of whether it's been legalized, decriminalized, blah, 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 blah."
So Hunter's issue is that he had actual crack charges, and he said no.
Right, but it's also like, it's just a terrible question. It's not really on that form anymore, but it's interesting. Are you addicted to marijuana?
That's a stupid question. When my doctor asked me how much I drink, do you think I tell him the truth? Like,
well,
absolutely
but
not.
It's his public crack use that's the issue more so.
Well, that's why they can prosecute him.
Yeah,
and also, it's a Trump tit for tat. There's no doubt about that.
But also, Pat, the reason that it got brought up is because of when he ditched that gun at the grocery store.
Well,
right?
he didn't ditch it, Willie.
His lover, who was his brother's wife, ditched it.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Haley Biden, Bo's widow, who was shacking up with at the time, who, by the way, is with a new guy who looks a lot like Hunter Biden. Not Hunter Biden in that
That's
photo.
not Hunter Biden.
Not Hunter Biden in that photo.
Sober Hunter Biden
Nope.
with Costa Del Mars.
It's John something. He's 50. Yeah. He's a financier.
She's Hunter Biden.
He's Hunter Biden. No, she came home. Okay, she was shagging with Hunter. I guess she'd come to her senses about the romance maybe not being a great idea, and found a pistol that Hunter had just bought. Also, not a great idea when he's like the most cracked out. He should have been on the show Intervention. That's how cracked out he was. It was like the show Intervention. She got pissed and thought, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this thing and toss it in a grocery store dumpster. And then she told Hunter she did that, and Hunter was like, what the fuck are you doing, you idiot? Also, my text messages are never going to be discoverable because I'm never going to leave my laptop behind. Hand up, I thought it was fake Russian. I knew it was real, but I thought it was planted in the laptop store. Turns out he is that big of an idiot.
That big of a crackhead, yeah.
Anyway, so look, tit for tat Trump situation. Let's take him to jail. Here's what's super interesting.
What's relatable, Pat?
It is.
To have an affair with your dead brother's wife and then do so much drugs and alcohol with her that she gets mad and throws your gun in a grocery store.
And then you do so much more drugs that you pawn your computer that has all the incriminating evidence on it because you need more drugs.
It's not even that he pawned it. He just didn't pick it up. He just didn't pick it up.
Well, you did so many drugs that you didn't pick it up then. Yeah. It all revolves around.
I would imagine Hunter should have felt about his laptop the way I feel about my Social Security card.
Yes, I should have.
Maybe once a month, I wake up in a panic thinking, where is it? Okay, it's in the safe still. I didn't lose it. Thank God.
I'm pretty sure he just thinks he's invincible.
He thinks he's invincible.
Yeah.
Guys, in an example of the most Delaware shit ever, also known as something that can only happen also in Rhode Island, here are some of the reasons potential jurors were dismissed or excused. Juror 55 used to play squash with Bo. They played in a tournament together. Sorry, you're out. Juror 62. She was excused because she knew Hunter Biden directly. Haley Biden
sex with Hunter Biden
and Bo Biden. Juror 25 didn't make the cut because he hand up said, "I'm an acquaintance of the First Lady, Jill Biden."
What?
Well, there's like 5
Delaware's
people
the second smallest state. Dude.
Yeah,
there's
clearly.
It continues.
Half the residents of Delaware have
get it out of Delaware
for years. Dude, yeah, I mean it's great.
Juror 17 qualified, but didn't make it to the end. That was even after she told the court that she served John Jack Owens, Joe Biden's brother-in-law, when she was a bartender. So like 15 or 20 people.
It's like a
just knew him.
Juror 33 was Hunter Biden.
Right. Yeah. Alternatively, the majority of the other jurors that were dismissed because they were like, wait a minute, guns are okay to have. I literally don't believe in this bullshit. So you have a situation where obviously this is a charge that probably shouldn't have been brought. It's being brought as a retaliation for the Trump charges, but it's a complex charge because it's about really a ridiculous gun rights situation.
No, but
so I don't know. It's conflicted.
No, people that like guns don't like bad gun safety and it to be around like children and grocery. So like that.
Well, no, I think the thing about it is though, Mark,
that's not the crime.
They relate.
That's what brought the crime to light.
They relate with the other part of the form filling out and the fact that somebody dumped his gun and it wasn't him. So it's like, so they feel they do.
I mean, like, listen, I don't want to bring up drinking again. I'm going to get a text from I like to drink, but if someone gets a DUI and runs into someone else and hurts them, I think they should go to jail, right? Like
for sure, that's fair.
So what if
you're a couple things?
And in this case, you shouldn't, be so careless with your gun that when you're on a crack binge, it gets dropped at a grocery store.
On the charge.
I mean, for sure.
So I probably yelling he was going to kill himself with that gun, and she was like, "All right, well, I gotta get rid of this fucking gun."
I read why almost all the jurors were dismissed. Okay, and some, maybe 4, Mark, brought up the gun safety thing, but the gun safety thing isn't the crime at issue. The gun safety thing is what brought the crime to light because Hunter was like, "Why did you throw a gun in?" The gun's gone. It didn't end up anywhere that we know of. Maybe it did. Who knows?
No, the Secret Service retrieved it. That was
good. But because he was texting about it. Right, about the mishandling of the gun. That's how they found out, wait a minute, this guy shouldn't have a gun. Let's go look at the form. Oh, my God, he misfilled out the form. 2 or 4 people maybe said that. 10 or 15 people said, well, I just don't believe that there should be anything standing in the way with a man in between a man and his guns.
It is
that was the majority of it.
Except a public trash can because he didn't have the gun.
They didn't even care about that, dude. They just cared about how the form used to have a whack
Like
question.
if a gun
Are
gets
you addicted
taken
to
from,
marijuana?
if a gun gets taken by your wife and then thrown
Brother's
in the
wife,
and then it shows up and is in a school shooting because some kid got it in school. Like, is that what's the ruling there?
To Pat's point, the issue with the jury is if you live in Delaware, you're either like in the sticks and love guns, or you are a Biden family member.
If you love guns, you should be mad at Hunter Biden for having his hoe throw it in the trash can.
well, don't disgrace
For not being
the life
responsible
of
with
a
his
fallen
gun.
veteran.
Yeah.
But look, and it might be a skewed poll, the data I'm going, because if you say that you know anything about the case, when you walk in, like, I'm mad that it ended up in a trash can, then you're not going to be a juror anyway. So you're not supposed to know anything, right? So,
right,
you know,
which is hard
really
to pick.
didn't say anything.
High profile case. I mean, everybody.
Anyway, he could face
follows
20,
knows the story.
25 years. I think we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully
That's
it's not
crazy.
a totally corrupt, rigged jury.
No,
We'll see what
I
happens.
mean, he'll probably
If
get.
it can happen to Hunter,
This is.
I mean, he'll probably get guilty of something, but it's like it shouldn't be. Probably shouldn't be. He needs to go to rehab, man. He needs to just live in rehab. Like
He needs to stay in rehab.
there
Like,
is one charge he might get, which is it's specifically owning the gun while high on crack cocaine, not the violation of the bullshit form. So that's probably what will happen, if anything. I think it's a state law. Anyway.
yeah, which should be rehab as the punishment, right? Like,
Oh, he's sober right now, but I mean, he's going down. He's going to pay in some way, shape, or form.
Did you see that White House thing where he was shaking last year or whatever?
yeah, that was alarming. Did not look like a sober dude in that.
Trying to chew his jaw off.
Just word on the street.
Yeah, it's real. Yeah, he said he was sober then too.
When they found the cocaine in the White
Yeah.
House. Anyway, that's what's going on. We'll keep you updated. He's got another tax trial coming up in California. Probably he'll definitely get convicted of that. So
My sponsor told me he was sober when I got out of rehab, and he ended up not being sober.
And he's a liar.
look, he's sober, Wes. That's why I'm going over to hang out with him because
We met by the river and everything.
He asked you to pick him up.
Yeah, he's like, let's go talk about recovery. And then he called me one night. You know,
You gotta
I'm
drive,
going back
though.
to him. Yeah. Guys, it's the end of the school year around the country, right? High school or seniors in all parts of the country are preparing to or have already graduated, making their families proud by walking the stage at the commencement ceremonies and receiving their diplomas, right? For many families, because of all the immigrants that have come over here, these ceremonies are a first for their family in many instances, seeing their children become the first generation to graduate, which is, of course, very special. Like Maryland resident, Boonsboro High School senior Nix Cabrera Guy, who was going to be the first on her Guatemalan father's side to walk the stage and graduate high school. Okay.
Anyone else just get Wes got him guessing. I mean, totally, Wes. I don't know which direction you're going here. I thought you were sending me down this road, and then you pulled me back. And
Well, so
It's a special time graduation.
yeah, so the family all gathered, all 263 of them, and were there to support Nix and celebrate. That's where I was going. And her accomplishment. But unfortunately for them and Nix, the school principal, this guy, Michael Kuhanik, Kuhanik, this guy, he had other plans for Nix. Yeah, he's a real straight shooter.
Clean cut. Wow. I mean,
Very
just
clean
like,
cut guy. That's Michael.
Dude, if he ever, you're never seeing a 5 o'clock shadow on Kuhanik. Kuhanik?
Kuhanik.
he's got both principal and like almost Christian vibes, but not, and that's almost creepier. You know what I mean?
He's got sports gambling vibes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He
Like,
does.
Yeah.
Like
the
he's got-
veneer says Christian, but then right underneath it's not at all.
Well,
What's he checking his
cheat on my
phone for
wife,
all the
yeah.
time?
Yeah.
Wes, this picture of him in the walkie-talkie. I mean, look at the way he has it on his like a holster, like he's got it like it's his gun.
He looks like an SS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You better not see you in the hallway.
So you see, Nix is known around school for a creative and unique expression, meaning she does her makeup like some would refer to as a freak or a goth freak. Probably like Principal Kuhanik refers to her behind closed doors. And Nix wants to be a professional body piercer and tattoo artist when she graduates. So seeing as how it was an important day for her, she decided to show up in graduation as herself, looking just like this. Mark, can you describe what Nix looks like?
Thank you, Wes. She looks like a freak, Wes.
She looks like a freak, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She looks like one of the foot soldiers from Power Rangers.
Yeah. She's a buxom juggalo.
She's got the juggalo all white face. She's got long nails. She's got some sort of like witchcrafty necklaces, and then she's got the long, big nose ring, like the Bebop from
studs in her lips.
Ninja Turtles. Yeah,
that's a gray face. That's gray with shading.
So maybe more of that Asian kabuki. What is it?
That's what it is. It's a little bit more kabuki.
Japanese thing where the chicks paint their face white.
Yeah. So
she's like a freak show.
Yeah, she's a freak show. So when Nix showed up and Kahenik got one look at her, he was like, "God damn it. No, not today, Nix. You goddamn freak. Not at my graduation. This is my day. You fucking
trying to wipe her face off.
No.
Why?
No.
Wouldn't you just be so done with your fucking students at graduation?
He just slams his Red Bull on the floor.
No,
you got to be shitting me, Nix.
Yeah. God damn it, Nix.
We're in the middle of a parlay, Nix.
Is this a public school?
Yeah, it's Pat. This is public schools. It's Boonsboro High in Washington County. And that's where Washington County is in Maryland, to give you a little idea of where we're talking about it. Right at
Hagerstown, Frederick.
Yeah,
it's rural Maryland.
It's rural Maryland. So this is God's
rural
country.
Right.
So he said to her, quote, "You aren't allowed to walk. You aren't allowed to sit. It's either you take it off or go, Nix." And here's a picture of him telling her,
"Fuck out of here with all that.
Get the fuck out, Nix, you freak." So Nix told the news that her makeup that day was actually less extravagant than what she's worn to other events like dances, which she probably never went to, and Spirit Week and all that stuff. And Principal Hennick was like, no, he was not going to be known as the guy who lets this freak walk around, in front of the parents there. And
should have chilled the fuck out, man. I mean,
that's such a personal thing. No one's gonna remember it.
We got 199 normal kids graduating today, Nix. Not today, you fucking freak.
Yeah, you're gonna get shot out there, you witch.
They're so weird about this at every high school. At our high school, like so many people weren't allowed to walk because they were scared they were gonna like do the D's nuts or do whatever on
got
stage.
Expelled for putting on certain t-shirts.
I came in with red and black hair, and the principal brought me in his office. Goes, "You fuck up once, that hair is gone." And I said, "Call my mom, dude. Call my fucking mom. My hair's not gone for shit." But like he wanted to use it as a lever. No, he wanted to, like, I don't know, make me dye my hair back to normal or some shit.
I'm gonna dye your hair myself. He's like
he was like, you think I'm not giving you a pass, Cassidy? You think I couldn't be all over that hair? Like, no, you couldn't.
Pulls out the black hair dye.
Yeah, he's going to the salon bubble chairs.
My mom paid $200 for it. She got it pro done. Call Noreen.
Taps the box.
So Nix was like, "You know what? Fuck you. I'm taking my family. We're leaving." She didn't graduate. She was heartbroken. And so the news tried to reach out to Michael to get a real answer, but the Washington County Public Schools said that she was not allowed to participate due to the concerns surrounding the symbolism of her makeup. They said, quote, "The student was asked to remove the makeup because the school did not have sufficient notice to explore the symbolism behind the makeup. There were concerns about cultural considerations and disruptions to the graduation celebration, aka these Christians would have freaked out if they would have seen her on
They
the
claimed
stage.
she was wearing whiteface.
Told you she was wearing like a witch necklace.
No, they think it's
They thought
shit. Like
they thought she was
the
a devil worshipping witch. Yeah.
Panic of the 1980s, dog.
She painted her face gray, but how red did this guy's face turn when he saw her?
Oh my god!
Yeah. Look like a tomato.
Same shade it turns at the bar at around 11 o'clock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
That's when panic gets going.
Right when the West Coast game comes on.
You can tell how angry he is by the shade of red.
Hold on, we still got Hawaii.
yeah. So she's probably, got a decent lawsuit coming because the school they did say that they had to wear jeans and all that kind of stuff. They made no mention of like makeup or anything like that. So
he really kicked her out. She didn't get to walk.
Yeah, he kicked her out. He said, take that shit off your face or you're gone.
I mean, she graduated and she got her
she got a diploma. She wasn't allowed to walk.
She didn't get to take a picture and get the thing.
No,
it's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit.
Total bullshit.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know what? In fact, like, you could do your makeup like this and it could be fucked up and scary. I mean, she actually at least tried to make it look nice. Like, she spent a long time on that. So, like, who gives a shit? She wants to have her face painted. Let her paint her fucking face.
It was all because the other parents and Kohenik didn't want to be, you know, known as the guy who lets freaks walk around his school, you know, and devil worshippers walk around his school. Yeah,
this is a town people don't leave, maybe that kind of thing.
Yeah,
sure,
like,
but
you know,
they're now they're going to have to all pay Nix for the lawsuit because it's going to come out of tax money.
She's gonna have a nice
now.
tattoo gun thanks to them.
Oh, a real nice one. She'll have a whole shop, probably, Wes.
Yeah, she'll have a whole shop. So
yeah, she'll turn out better for it. It's all good. Fuck that.
Fuck that.
All right. Quick update. We need to exonerate this man. Exonerate this man, Corey Harris, the guy who literally drove into jail in his Zoom court hearing.
I'm parking right now.
I'm pulling in right now, and I'm stationary. Turns out he finally did pay or handle his child support case back in 2010 that led to his license being suspended to begin with.
Oh,
that was resolved by a judge in 2022 where he rescinded the suspended license, but something wasn't filed correctly. I think Corey Harris was supposed to follow up on it himself. The records weren't updated as a result. Ipso facto, though, he shouldn't have gotten in trouble for driving, and he was also allegedly driving his sick wife to the doctors as her condition worsened. So she was taking his wife to the doctors, and he shouldn't have had a suspended license. And we need to thanks for the laughs, Corey, but hopefully you get the records straight. And
he's got a future in comedy, man. That's all he learned.
Dude, Corey needs to shut up and just let this one ride. He's trying to correct the record right now. Like, okay, I paid my child support, so guys, stop laughing.
Well, record corrected.
Stop laughing, guys.
Record corrected, Corey. It was still slapstick gold. Like, I mean, you just got to lean into it.
Oh, man, he get him in like a driving commercial or something.
Yeah, dude. He'd move some insurance. Yeah, like Geico.
He'll come out on top. And
it wasn't his baby mama that he was
thanks
driving.
to laugh. Yeah, he's not going to pay his child support, but no, he did.
He got it resolved.
He did. He got
the legal matter was resolved. Okay,
he did. Everyone makes mistakes. It was a heavy news show today, though. So you know the fucking COVID cover-up, Hunter Biden trial, gays not allowed to walk at graduation, Corey Harris. Let's end with the fun one. Let's end with the funny one. You guys remember this guy?
No.
Oh yeah, he did something weird. He's
he did. Well,
good
little
guess,
Weasley looking guy.
He bought that shirt at the Gap. I'll tell you that much.
Old Navy or the Gap, V-neck, you know it.
What did he do? He did a weird crime. I forget what it was.
That's Louisiana man Rutledge Roy Diaz the Fourth.
Yeah,
and he pretended to be 18-year-old Corey, and he had caretakers come over to his house, and he said he arranged for caretakers to come over to his house, and he said, I have an 18-year-old very disabled brother named Corey, and then they would show up and it was just him in a soiled diaper, and he'd be like, change me.
Yep.
He's a fucking hero, bro.
Wouldn't he get hard too? Like it was
so hard.
He'd get hard, Will, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
When the doorbell rang, he was hard as a rock, dude.
Oh my goodness.
Imagine shitting Will getting hard. Like getting hard from taking a shit in a diaper. That's
every time.
He's got something figured out.
Popping the Velcro.
He did a number 4. He peed himself, shit himself, and jizzed himself. He did it all in that diaper. And
I did it quick up.
10 home caretakers ended up changing his diapers in 2019. He was finally caught and sentenced in 2021 to 5 years probation and some other shit. But guess what, guys? A tiger doesn't change his diapers.
Yes.
What did he do?
He's back at it, dude.
Probation's not going to stop a guy like this.
Fuck your probation.
He knows what the one thing it was that got him caught, and he's not going to let that happen again.
Right.
Yeah. So he started, texting people again saying, Corey needs his diapers changed. He's still going
Shut
with
up.
Corey.
After he got found guilty.
Same town.
Yeah, pretty much.
Didn't move houses. He's the same address.
Same town. Same phone number.
He's still pretending to be Corey. Now he's got trafficking charges because he got some more women to come over into his house and change his soiled diapers. So they're like, he didn't learn his lesson from the slap on the wrist last time. So they're getting him with human trafficking charges this time to bring women into his house and change his soiled diapers.
Probably once you reach a certain number, the R. Kelly thing,
He's about at 20, I think.
I mean, these
That's
are like
extreme.
in-home healthcare aides. They're usually like,
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know, mom, like
he's destroying their
50 and
entire
6-year-old women,
year.
right?
Yeah,
They are. The older they are, the harder he gets.
it's tough. Exactly. It's a tough situation.
He sure is.
It's a sticky situation. Hard,
So,
stinky.
yeah.
He's
He's
just
still
looking at
doing
her, like confused. He's batting it around and then looking at her.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's like
imagine
telling her to
being-
read her messages from him, being like he's
It
very
goes over.
very disabled.
Ugh.
So they got him again. He's doing the same thing.
Dude, we got to get the court
shit, he
transcripts and
got-
read some of the victim statements of this shit.
Yeah, I want to see that trial.
And that's the show. That's the show today. Thank you for tuning in. We love you.
Cypher man.
Have a great fucking day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Oh, Corey, no.